First thing we'll take a look at, obviously, the elephant in the room, the setup there. Okay, used to get very much over the ball, toe of the club sort of sticking up there, hands very, very low. And as you said yourself, you couldn't kind of get through the ball, yeah? When you're that far over the ball, they're reaching down for it, which I think a lot of people do when they top the golf ball. They think, well, okay, my club's obviously too high through the hitting area. I know, I'll just get lower and lower and lower and lower. And you start off as low as humanly possible, okay? The problem is you can't maintain that position and rotate. So you've either got to stand up through the shot, which we'll see you do in a second, or you stay very crouched down and then you can't, as you said, get through the ball. So as the club goes back here now, you see almost a lot of knee flex there to try and take that golf club away, because, again, your body's inability to move from this position makes it very difficult. So other body parts, knees and wrists and elbows, start substituting. And the backswing then, as you can see now, not really getting back as far or as high as we want to there. Now, from this taller position, all we've really worked on is creating a signal. I think, did I get it from the start? I didn't know. Getting yourself set up, club down first, then gripping the club, creating the spine angle with your feet together, and then build your feet around that. So the distance from the ball just becomes a comfortable distance. You can see there how much closer to the ball you are. Now, again, you might have to move back a little bit further on occasions, but just learning where that distance is going to feel comfortable, where you just don't feel like you're really over the ball as much as you were. And again, from a postural perspective, you can just see straight away that right hand one now is much better. Now, I've not said anything about your backswing as such, but from that better position, as we go back, your arm now can get a lot higher. You can make a longer backswing. So suddenly distance now is going to start increasing. Your legs look a little bit less flexed. So there's an ability to rotate through the golf ball, okay? And there are going to be some other things we're going to work through, obviously, with these vouchers of sessions and so on, to try and get you to where we want to get to. But the moment now, starting off in a better position, is going to give you the chance to do what we're going to try and do probably next session, more into the backswing and the takeaway, and then the downswing and so on and so forth, and then go sort of through the bag, then end on the golf course. That kind of sequencing, okay? But setup for me is going to be so key. So club face first, then gripping the club. Like I said, make sure you can see the logo on that glove, so your left hand is visible. What we'll be looking for, now I'll just sort of draw a little line on here, what we want to see now at setup is the club, your arms being the yellow line, and the club being the blue line, okay? That's what we're looking at for setup. So your left arm and the club head kind of match up, whereas before you would have the club head kind of in the middle there, creating a slightly weaker grip, a left shoulder that's down and underneath and aiming left, and again, added to the lot of knee flex, a position that just can't really move that well. And again, as a sportsman as you are playing rugby, you just found a way to move using other body parts. We're always going to find substitutes to make ourselves move easier, okay? So getting in a better posture, getting the arms hanging down. Again, from a health perspective, we say going forward, if you start playing more, to make your back a lot easier. And then we can rotate from there. As you said, when you come to the golf ball here now, we can start moving through the golf ball. In time, that foot will move more. It's just not used to moving that much, is it? Because it never has been able to do it in the first place. Now it's like, oh, hang on, I've got some movement here I can make. That in time will just start coming through, okay? So we'll look at that setup there now, okay? That's going to be the key thing, getting yourself in that sequence to run through again. Club first, I say while your feet together. Get your left hand on that club, logo, 2 knuckles, lowercase y. And this is going to be something, again, it sounds daft, in the mirror. Just stand there in front of the mirror and do it. And what I always try and recommend people to do is do it from setup, club, grip, shoulders, posture, feet, and then think, okay, I'm good now, and then look up at the mirror. Don't sort of be in the mirror going, okay, I can do it now, because if the mirror's then you're looking at yourself, you're bound to get it right. Then when you're on the golf course, the mirror's not there, is it? So you've got to use the mirror as kind of your answer to whether you've done it correctly or not the guide to show you how to do it, okay? So, but that's just something you can just practice and sort of drill. It sounds daft, you can just stand at a point where, I don't know, 2 weeks' time or a month's time when the next lesson gets booked in, I could almost walk down here, throw you a golf club, and you can go boom, boom, and just set up in that position, because you know what it feels like. You've been there enough times. You won't need to do all this kind of like, here. You just grab a golf club and away you go. So you'll set up better, okay? Then what we'll look at, sort of moving on into next session, we can talk about this now just to sort of give you sort of a thing to think about. Into next session, we're going to look at your takeaway, how the club goes back. Obviously, in the past, you were used to using a lot of your knees and your arms to move the club, because your torso couldn't move. Now it can. We're going to start looking a bit more in detail now at how the body and the arms move away. So the body is moving the golf club as if you're just sort of handing something to somebody to your right. You wouldn't go, there you go, and try and move everything independently. So get a bit more of a body movement with the arms and the club. And then we can sort of get a bit more sort of sequence there. But like I say, you've swung the golf club a certain way because you had to. we're going to try and change the way you set up to it to give you the opportunity to swing the club better. So you can see there's a bit of gap there between your left arm and your chest as you've kind of gone out this way. If I do it this way, I'm not pushing it in, but I'm here now. It's a bit more kind of connected as the arms and the body work back together, okay? So that makes sense in our one, yeah? So setup-wise, obviously, we've made a bit of a change there. That's the main focus on today. If we can get some practice in with that. Again, I always say to people, if you want to, if it just means in the garden, you get your wife just take a video and say, okay, here's my setup, how's I can go get a tick, great, and we can then move on to the takeaway the next session, look at it in more detail of that and give you a different focus to think about. At the moment though, this is number one priority. Get that done to the point where you don't have to think about it at all. Okay, dokie, good stuff.